Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Another episode of Trash Talk. I'm Damian Hill. With me, as always, is TJ O'Connor. And tonight we are joined by Santos Verdinez, who is just coming off of a very impressive win at LFA 120 back at Mystic Lake. But before we get into the interview, we have to go over the sponsors. Ink Rink Tattoo out of New Brighton, Minnesota. Valhalla Combat Sports Incorporated. James Clark Sports Psychology and Hypnosis Therapy. TJ's mom and the fighters. How are you doing tonight, Santos?
Good.
No, that's good, man. I mean, you're coming off of a very impressive first round finish back at LFA, and you're not wasting any time. I believe, or actually, you know what? Before we get into that, how are you feeling about your performance at LFA? How did it feel to go out there and get it done so quick in the first round?
It felt nice. You know, I would prefer to keep them short. You know, sweet,
Yeah.
and you know, so I can get as many fights as possible with little damage, and just pump as many out as I can this year.
Yeah, well, like they say, we fighters don't get paid by the hour, you know. and and you definitely went out there and you performed really well. Was that the way that you saw the fight going for yourself?
Absolutely not. I kind of just went in, no expectations. Dude was really good. I was watching the videos. I was super impressed with his grappling. So I was honestly just ready to get in there and go for a real war. So the fact that it went like that was, you know, it was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
And looking at it from the fight from an outside perspective, like you said, I mean, two guys, obviously you're grappling, both you guys very well. But it turned in, I mean, you can say it turned into some hands being thrown. It wasn't that long of a fight. But while it was lasting, there was hands getting thrown there before you actually did clinch up. How did you feel speed-wise getting that timing in? And then when you got a hold of him, could you tell right away that you were going to be able to get the finish, or was it something to where his head kind of just fell in your arm like that?
As far as the strikes go, I felt really locked in, on point. I felt fast. I felt like my timing everything was there. Like, you know, in that moment where just like everything feels really crisp. And then when he shot in, yeah, it was kind of just something I didn't see. I kind of just felt like, in my mind, I was thinking to drop down to get into turtle position, but then I kind of just moved my hand closer to his neck a little bit, and I just felt there was some space there, so I tried it out and snuck it in.
Yeah. Now, you did finish it standing. Actually, was it crossing your mind at all to jump and pull him in the guard at all, or did you know you had it standing still?
No, I kind of just felt like I had it, so I didn't care how I got it. I just felt like, you know, the best way to go is just keep it standing, because if I were to lose it, at least then I can start throwing some hands.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, sorry, TJ.
No, I was going to say, it was there, you got the win, and you moved to 4-0, and then transitioning off of that fight, you know, obviously you had the holiday season here, and then how did this next fight come into play? When did you get the call for that?
I probably got the call for that a week later. My managing me is Jeremy, and then he was just, like, we got another fight for you February 6th, and it was like, do you want it? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I was in there for a short amount of time, so I might as well just go ahead and get another one real quick. And
exactly. I mean, yeah, you came in unscathed, and then, like you said, Jeremy was able to get you the fight right away. You said yes to it right away. Similarities in your opponent, is he anything like the like the opponent that you just prepared for, or is his fighting a style completely different? Do you know who you're fighting, or is it just a date right now?
No, I'm fighting a guy named Dylan Reichman. He goes to Glory MMA, which is one of the best MMA gyms in the Midwest. So I'm super excited for this one. Really good purple belt. He's competed at IBJJF, and he's got some solid grappling. I watched both of his fights, and just super solid grappling. Really impressed with it too. So if this one gets to the ground, I'll definitely be interested to see how that one goes. And got some pretty good striking as well. He's pretty long and lanky, so he likes to keep the distance, which is typically also my style. But I can also, you know, box in a close range as well. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. February 5th. Where is this fight actually?
This is going to be in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay. Okay, cool. So, I'm sorry. TJ, take it.
Right.
Yeah. So obviously Kansas City, Missouri. I seen you also made a post that this is going to be one of the Dana White cards where he's going to be there. Obviously, as an amateur, it's not going to be a situation where we're going to getting that experience. And what do you think that obviously it doesn't change the outcome of the fight, but even just getting a chance to fight in front of someone like that this early in your career, what do you think that does for your skill set?
Oh, I mean, if I do really well and I maybe something crazy happens, right? If it turns out to be a really good fight, hopefully that's a long-lasting memory that lasts in it. Because ultimately, the goal for me is to go into the UFC and be a champion someday. And I'm dead set on that. So hopefully, if it goes really fun, and get into my pro career, like, oh yeah, I remember you had that, whatever fight at amateur or something like that. I don't think it's gonna happen, but that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, you know what? I could be wrong, TJ. You'd be able to correct me, but wasn't Mickey Gall an amateur at technically when Dana White saw him fight and he called out CM Punk?
Yeah, I think it was a pro debut. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's who knows, but the thing is that when you're fighting in front of a guy like that and you know that his people are also going to be there, because it's not just going to be Dana by himself. He also has recruiters, he also has people that he talks to and everything. When those people are out there, they're scouting, they're looking for you guys. Does it mean that much more to go out there and put an exclamation point on a victory when you do secure your victory, knowing that they're going to be there and wanting to make a lasting impression, and then also knowing that everybody else on the card is probably thinking the same thing? So there's a whole bunch of other people that are all going to try to make a statement for Dana White. Do you feel like that is the case for yourself or for everybody competing on the card?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. And if you any opportunity to get to impress a guy like that, there's gonna be a high intensity in the air that night. High intensity.
Yeah.
And going into that, obviously, we're speaking right now, probably 6 weeks out, 5 weeks out from the actual fight. With holidays included in there, because obviously that is an unfortunate thing that does happen. People tend to take a little break from the gym. What type of training camp, are you anticipating getting in for this fight? Is it going to be more, you're going against a grappler? Is the plan to focus more on what you're doing, or are you going to do a little bit more extra grappling going into a fight like this?
I'll probably do a little more extra grappling. I'm already very comfortable with it, but I'd rather like seal any possible, even their super minute holes, and then obviously working a lot with the guys at Striking Institute really helps as well with my striking. So. But yeah, I'll definitely put a bigger emphasis on my grappling and wrestling for this one.
Yeah. Well, the way you described it, it sounds like a fight that the fans are going to really enjoy. Have you heard any information on a streaming service? How are people going to be able to watch this?
I haven't found any information on streaming. It does say it's going to be on UFC Fight Pass. I don't know about that for the amateurs. I'm assuming it's going to be the same for LFA, where they don't stream the amateurs. But if there is, I'm hoping there is going to be something. Maybe Facebook Live will do something.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I would love to see this fight, and as we get closer, I would love to talk to you again, check on you, how camp is going and all those things. But you got to be feeling pretty good right now. You're just coming off a very impressive win at LFA 120, and now you're going into another fight February 5th against a very game opponent and going to be fighting in front of Dana White. Honestly, dude, I'm excited for the journey, dude. This is going to be really nice to see how things play out. And I don't know. I had a question, I thought, but I don't.
It's all right. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Like Damian summed it up great. I mean, I'm looking forward to following you on this next step. 4-0 now, definitely one of the top, if not the top 135-pound amateur in the state here now. So excited to see you go into enemy territory, so to speak, and get a big win there as well. Before we do wrap it up here tonight, though, always want to give you a platform to thank any teammates, sponsors, anybody outside the gym that was there for you leading up to this last camp that deserves a birthday or a holiday New Year's shout out.
Definitely. Was it for sure. The guys at Strike Institute, they were all helping there. Caitlin Young being a phenomenal coach and teammate. The guys at M30, Ishmael was helping me a lot, and Josh Fleck, Anthony Kronvig, you guys are super awesome, and Greg. Greg is a funny guy. You probably guys know him. But yeah, those were my main training partners for the last fight camp leading up, and then for the next ones, that'll probably be the same thing, to be honest. And Ben Newman, my jiu-jitsu coach from the Cove, obviously, go check out his pies. They're really good. They're really awesome. So and that's it.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah, man. Well, I'm excited to see you fight again. I'm excited to have you back on the show. People watching this video, like this video, subscribe to Trash Talk with Damien and TJ. Don't be a hoe.